Hello, my name is Frank Chaprinka. I'm an elementary music teacher and Suzuki Guitar teacher in Naples, Florida. I'd like to talk today about why I teach the Suzuki Guitar Method. I've been a guitar teacher for a little over 20 years, and early on in my teaching career I was always somewhat hesitant to take very young students, younger than 7 years old. And the reason for that being was I just didn't feel confident that I had the skills to teach a student that young. So for many years I kind of limited myself to students older than 7 years old. When my daughter turned 4, she'd been exposed to a lot of guitar and showed interest in the guitar, and I really then started looking for a method or a way to teach my daughter guitar the proper way. And through my research I came across the Suzuki Guitar Method. I had some prior knowledge of the Suzuki Method in my music education program, but never really went into depth with the method. And kind of thought of the method as a violin method only, having seen many violin teachers using it. But as I looked into it, I was surprised to see that it was also a guitar method. And the more I looked into it, I was really impressed by the things that I saw. So things that impressed me about the Suzuki Method, first of all, the philosophy that Dr. Suzuki had that all children in some capacity can be musicians. And as Dr. Suzuki states in his book, Nurtured by Love, talent is not an accident of birth, but rather a product of a child's environment. And I couldn't agree with that statement more, being an elementary music teacher. So I went through the steps necessary to become a Suzuki guitar teacher, and have been very happy ever since. So some specific things that I really like about the method. The first thing is the parent involvement. The Suzuki Method really focuses on having the parent in the lesson, which I think is fantastic. And this is very different than a traditional lesson, much like I took learning guitar, where a student may be dropped off, works with the teacher for a period of time, and maybe other than some things written down in a notebook or circled in a book, the parent really has no direct interaction with what the student is learning. The Suzuki Method is different. The parent is in the lessons always, and this is great because the parent then really has a direct contact with what's being taught and also what's expected as far as the lessons are concerned. And actually in the first few lessons of the Suzuki Method, the parent is taught only as the child watches, and this in a sense makes the parent a teacher, and also hopefully motivates the child to want to do what the parent is doing, and the parent can then assist the child at home with what is being taught. So I think this is absolutely fantastic. It's something called the Suzuki Triangle, where we have the parent, teacher, and student all working together to really help the progress of the student. Also, the Suzuki Method focuses on tone and technique right in the beginning. And to me, this is almost like a master class in every lesson. It's very different than, say, learning a new piece every week, or trying to get as much material in as possible, where we really focus on how the student is playing. And that focus on tone and technique really helps to build that student's ability to play the pieces later on in the book. So it's an excellent thing, and something I really like about the method. Also, the repertoire, the way the books are lined up, is fantastic. And the music is music by composers, it's folk melodies, it's real music instead of exercises or learning the first few notes on a string. The student is playing real music from the beginning, and this I think is fantastic. So we have that right from the beginning. Lastly, the Suzuki community of teachers, parents, and students all kind of working together. This collaborative movement to improve the method is always ongoing, and it's really a fantastic thing to see and be a part of.